So, good morning once again, dear students of class 9. And in our previous class, that is, in the previous video which I had made, we had finished with Act 2, Scene 2. Today, we are going to take up Act 2, Scene 3 and Act 2, Scene 4. Now, why we are taking up two scenes is because Act 2 Scene 3 is a very short scene and Act 2 Scene 4 is also not very big. So we'll try to finish these 4 pages from your textbook. So please take out your textbooks and please get ready to follow as I explain line by line these two scenes. So on your screen you can see there are two scenes. The first one, which is the colorful one, is the one in which you can see Lancelot and Jessica. Actually, these are scenes taken from the stage enactment of this play done by different theatrical groups or theatre companies. Now, this one shows somebody playing the role of Jessica and somebody playing the role of Lancelot. So in Act 2 Scene 3 we are basically going to see the leave taking of Lancelot from Jessica. Lancelot, as we already know from the previous scene, has already got his job or has rather joined Bassanio's service, and he has to say goodbye to his previous master, that is Shylock, and also to Jessica, of course, because Lancelot and Jessica have been good companions, good friends. So Lancelot comes to say goodbye, and this is the scene where Jessica and Lancelot can be seen in the same frame. And alongside that, you can see a black and white sketch, an artist's illustration of 3 friends. You can see they are supposed to be Lorenzo, Salarino and Graciano. So which is Lorenzo, which is Salarino and which is Graciano is for you to decide, but definitely these 3 are talking about something which comes up in Act 2 Scene 4. So first we take up Act 2 Scene 3 and then we move on to Act 2 Scene 4. So let's now scroll up to Act 2 Scene 3. Please follow the text from your textbook or else from what you see here in this video. So we have come to page 58 and this is Act 2 Scene 3 of The Merchant of Venice. Let's read the introduction. You may also follow. The scene introduces us to Shylock's daughter Jessica. Now, so long you have not met her, you are meeting her for the first time. It is Shylock's daughter Jessica and to her love affair with Lorenzo. Shylock is not present in this scene, but the eagerness which Jessica manifests to leave her father's home adds to Shylock's image of a miserly tyrant. Miserly means one who does not want to spend money, and tyrant means one who is a kind of dictator or a kind of torturer. We cannot really say that Shylock tortures his daughter, but at the same time, he is a very strict father. He imposes a lot of restrictions on Jessica. She cannot make friends, she cannot go out, she cannot mingle with girls of her age group. She cannot make any interaction with anyone. So for a young girl like her, life is kind of miserable and she does not have a mother. And Lancelot is the young servant boy who works in their house. And Jessica and Lancelot, because they happen to be of the same age group, they have become kind of friends, though one is the mistress of the house, the other is the servant of the house, but still there has developed a kind of understanding between the two. They are good friends because Jessica has no one to share her feelings with. If she wants to if she wants to complain about her father's strictness, there's nobody she can go and talk to. She is not allowed to go out of her house and she has no friends. So she finds a kind of friend in Lancelot. But Jessica is in love. She has fallen in love with one of Antonio's friends, Antonio and Bassanio's friends. His name is Lorenzo. And Jessica is planning to run away from her father's house with her lover. So this elopement will eventually take place in the play, and this will create another underplot or subplot of the play, the romantic subplot of the love affair between Lorenzo and Jessica. And Lancelot, as a servant and as a good friend of Jessica, helps her to convey messages to Lorenzo, and even Lorenzo's messages are also brought in by Lancelot. So Lancelot is a go-between these two lovers. So anyway, that is also shown here. Jessica's plan to elope. Elopement refers to running away with one's beloved or with one's lover. So Jessica's plan to elope with Lorenzo gives Shylock another reason to hate Christians, because Lorenzo is a Christian and Jessica is a Jew, and she runs away with a Christian boy. So that's the reason why Shylock hates the Christians even more, and more so because Lorenzo is one of Antonio's friends. Jessica gives Lancelot a message to be delivered to Lorenzo. She then expresses her plan to end the conflict between her love for Lorenzo and her loyalty to her father by marrying Lorenzo. So Act 3, Scene 3, Venice, a room in Shylock's house. Enter Jessica and Lancelot. Jessica says, "I am sorry thou wilt leave my father." So I am really very sorry to note that you have decided to leave my father in this manner. "Our house is hell, and thou, a merry devil, didst rob it of some taste of tediousness." Our house is really a hellish place, because here there is no joy, no laughter, no mirth. And as long as you have been here, Lancelot, with your foolishness, you have created lot of humor, lot of fun, at least for me in my life. So your presence in my house was like a gust of fresh air, because you are really a merry devil. That means you are mischievous, but then you are a good person, and so I call you a merry devil. So you did really take away some of the seriousness, some of the somberness of this house by being your usual self. So I am really very sorry to note that you are now planning to leave. But fare thee well. Then she says, "But fare thee well, but goodbye to you. There is a ducat for thee." She gives a coin to Lancelot. "Here is a coin for you." Ducat is a coin. And Lancelot, "Soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo." So here is the money, keep this money. And Lancelot, one more thing I would like to tell you, that during supper time today or this evening, you are going to meet Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest, who happens to be the guest of your new master. Who is the new master? Bassanio. So at Bassanio's house, there is a supper party. All the friends are supposed to be meeting there. And so when you meet Lorenzo, give him this letter. She gives a letter it's a love letter which she has written for Lorenzo. And in that letter, she has also given certain instructions to Lorenzo, because she has already made up her mind that when Lancelot is going, she will also leave her father. So give this letter to Lorenzo. Do it secretly. Make sure nobody sees you. Do it secretly. And so farewell, and so goodbye to you. I would not have my father see me in talk with thee. I don't want that my father should see me talking to you. Lancelot, as usual, he is a foolish, stupid, half-brained person, and he makes a lot of mistakes when he speaks. So let's see how he speaks. Lancelot is genuinely upset that he is also leaving Jessica, because he was also attached to her a lot. So Lancelot says, "Adieu." Adieu means goodbye. "Tears exhibit my tongue." Now see here, explanation is already given here. Lancelot means inhibit my tongue. Tears are actually emotions. Prevent me from speaking. That is what he means to say. So tears exhibit my tongue. So with tears, I want to express how bad I am feeling that I am leaving you. I am going away like this. Most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. So you are really a beautiful pagan. Pagan means one who wants to show herself as somebody revolting against the existing customs. So you are a beautiful rebel. In other words, you are a beautiful rebel, and you are really one who loves to enjoy her life. So a pagan is a person who enjoys life, who wants to break free from all the restrictions and live life according to his or her own choice. So such a person is called a pagan. So you are such a beautiful pagan because Jessica is very beautiful, most sweet Jew, and by nature also you are a very sweet Jewish girl. If a Christian do not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. If, now the meaning again is explained alongside, you can just have a look. I will feel cheated, or in other words, I am very sure that a Christian, meaning Lorenzo, will get you. That means will take you away from here. So he will be playing the role of the knave. Knave means someone who is dishonest. So he will not be honest but be dishonest. In what sense? Honesty means when you are on the right track. So he will break the rule and he will come and take you from your father's house against your father's wishes. So in that sense, he will be acting as the knave. So if I am not mistaken, a Christian will come, and that Christian refers to Lorenzo, and he will take you away. Otherwise, I would consider myself to be deceived, that I have been deceived. So he is confirmed, he is very sure, because he knows about the love affair between Lorenzo and Jessica. But adieu, these foolish drops do somewhat drown my manly spirit. Adieu. But then let me say goodbye, because these foolish drops, actually Lancelot is crying. He is very upset. He is leaving Jessica, but he is leaving, so he has tears in his eyes, and he says that being a man, I should not be weeping. I should not be showing tears in my eyes. Otherwise, it spoils or ruins my manly spirit. A man should not cry. So tears should not be in the eyes of a man, and I cannot stop my tears, so I better go now. So saying this, he wants to go away, and as he starts moving away, Jessica says, farewell, good Lancelot. Goodbye to you, my good friend Lancelot. Lancelot leaves. Exit Lancelot. Now what comes up is a short soliloquy. What do you mean by a soliloquy? Soliloquy. Please write down this spelling alongside this speech of Jessica after exit Lancelot. From alack up to loving wife, this portion is actually a soliloquy. What is a soliloquy? A soliloquy is a speech, a part of a speech given by a character in a play, where the character is speaking to himself or herself. In this case, Jessica is talking to herself. Actually, it is nothing but speaking aloud whatever is going on in your mind, so that the audience sitting in front and watching the play should be able to know what is going on in the mind of the character. So such devices were used in Shakespeare's plays in those times, because there was no scope for playback sound. Nowadays, when you watch television serials, or when you watch maybe movies, you will find that a character, the face of the character is being shown, the actor or the actress is in a pensive or thoughtful mood, and in the background, the voice of the same actor or actress can be heard. So the audience or the viewers get the idea that he or she is thinking those things. But in Shakespeare's time, there was no such scope, because there was no system of sound recording, nor was there any device which was electrically operated. Electricity was not invented. So naturally, this soliloquy, where a single character alone is on the stage, there is no other character present on the stage, and the character is speaking to himself or herself, is called a soliloquy. So I am telling you the spelling once again. Please write down alongside this portion of the speech of Jessica. Soliloquy. Please note down. Write down just next to the white space which you have on either side of this dialogue. You can just write down with your pencil soliloquy. So this is Jessica's soliloquy. What is she saying? She's speaking out her mind. Let's Try to find out. Alack. Alack means alas. Meaning is given. What heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? So it is a deadly sin. It's very sinful on my part that I am ashamed to be the child of my own father. Now, any daughter or any son should not, as per religion is concerned, as far as religion is concerned, should not be ashamed of his or her own father or mother, unless they have done something very bad or something very ashaming. So, in this case, Jessica is aware of the fact that when she is ashamed to be her father's child, it is actually like committing a sin when she is even thinking like this. But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Then she says, though I am born a daughter to Shylock, because I am related to him in terms of blood connection, because he is my real father, my biological father. So though I am related to him in blood, but I am not at all like him in manners and mannerism. I am totally different. Now you must be wondering, how come Shylock is so rude and so miserly and so strict, whereas Jessica is so polite, gentle and soft? The reason is simple. Jessica is the daughter of Shylock and Shylock's wife. Now Jessica's mother must have been somebody good, someone nice. She has no mother, her mother has died. So she's the only child of her father, and father is overprotective about her. We can understand that Shylock has only received hatred from the Christians, so he does not want that his daughter should go out into the Christian society and mix with people, because as a father he knows that many a times his daughter will also be discriminated against by the other Christians. So he doesn't want that to happen. And for a father, daughter is pride, and that's one of the reasons why probably Shylock does not want Jessica to go and make friends outside. But for Jessica it's difficult to understand, and for Jessica, who is quite young, she must be around 16 or 17 years old at that time. In those days, girls were considered to be of marriageable age, and Shakespeare's heroines mostly were of that age group, so 16 or 17. So if she is such a young girl, she may not have that much of maturity to understand why her father restricts her so much. But at the same time, from Jessica's point of view, when we judge, we think that yes, for her it is a suffocating life. Something similar to what is happening with us now because of this pandemic. We are all at home and we don't have the social gatherings and social interactions, and everything is, at least nowadays, we have the social media. We have access to our mobile phones and we are always connected in the virtual world. But then in those days, it was really virtually like a prison for a girl of that age group, living in a house where she had to only take care of the house and never go out. So this being the case, Jessica says that my manners are different from my father's. Oh Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, oh my dear Lorenzo. She is talking to Lorenzo, though Lorenzo is not present. She's saying, if you keep your promise, then, which means Lorenzo must have promised Jessica that he will come and take her away from her father's house so that she can enjoy the freedom and the happiness of life as all youngsters want. So, oh Lorenzo, if you keep your promise, I shall end this strife, then I will end this struggle, strife, conflict. You see, the meaning is explained between loyalty to her father and love for Lorenzo. One way or the other. It has to be one way or the other. It cannot be both at the same time. So if she wants to be happy, if she wants to be happy in her life, she knows that she has to leave this place, leave her father, leave her father's house forever and go away with Lorenzo. So I shall end the strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife. And she says that I will become a Christian, I will marry you, and I will be your loving wife. Saying this, Jessica also leaves the scene. So Act 2, Scene 3 is over. It was only just one page, and now we move on to page 59. Act 2, Scene 4. Let's once again read the introduction. This short scene carries on the subplot of Jessica's elopement with Lorenzo. In Venice, Bassanio's friends have planned the celebrations at his dinner party, that supper party about which Jessica was telling Lancelot. So Lancelot delivers Jessica's letter to Lorenzo. So money was given as a tip, as master or mistress gives to the servant, and the letter was also given, and this letter is now being delivered to the right person, that is Lorenzo, Jessica's lover. Lorenzo informs Gratiano. Now Lorenzo's friends, close friends, he confides, he tells them that Jessica is going to be joining them very soon. He informs Gratiano how Jessica, disguised as a torchbearer, would escape from her father's house with money and jewels to elope with him, that is Lorenzo. So torchbearer, what is a torch? Not the present day torch or flashlight. We are talking about a burning flame, something similar to what you see on sports day in our school. The flame is the relay of the flame is first done, and then the main flame is lit. So the students council members, they hold on to the torch. What is that? That is actually a device which holds a burning flame on top. So torch bearer was required. Actually Lorenzo and Gratiano, Bassanio, they are planning to bring out a mask or a masquerade. What is a mask or a masquerade? It is supposed to be a kind of road show. You understand what is road show? Where people dressed up in different types of costumes, something like a carnival. They come out into the street and they go in a procession, and people gather on two sides of the street and cheer and clap and enjoy. And these people, they are dressed in different costumes, and they come out and they sing songs, play music, and they go in a big group or a procession. It's just for entertainment, just for fun, kind of celebration. So this is called masquerade. We don't have exactly this kind of thing here, but then something similar to what you can say, something similar to when you see a procession, when somebody is going to get married. So you have the band playing and the groom riding a horse and things like that. So there it is completely different, but here it talks about a masquerade, and this masquerade was actually to be organized so that, and in those days the custom was that this type of procession or masquerade or mask, as it was called in short, used to be organized after the sun went down. That means as soon as it was evening. It was not organized during the daytime, but when it was dark. So in the evening time, early evening after sunset, these people would dress up and would come out. Now, how will you be able to see the people? Because in those days, as I told you, there was no electricity, no electric lamps, no street lights and things like that. So each participant carried with him or had with him a torch bearer, another maybe a servant or someone holding on to a burning flame, so that the flame would show or reveal the costume of the participant. So Lorenzo says to Gratiano, his close friend, that I have already got my torch bearer. Actually, Jessica will dress up like a boy, a servant boy, and she will be carrying a flame, and she will join the masquerade when this procession is passing by their house. And in this way, she will join Lorenzo, and they will quietly go away, and nobody will know that Jessica has eloped with Lorenzo. So this is the initial plan, though the plan will be changed afterwards, but this is what they are planning for right now. So in this way, and she would carry with her money and jewels. The scene provides a contrast to the serious business world of Venice and dwells on the subjects of disguise, loyalty and frivolity. So now let's see what happens in this scene. Scene 4, Venice, a street. Enter Gratiano, Lorenzo, Salarino and Salanio. Lorenzo, nay, we will slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging and return all in an hour. No, what we are going to do is we will slink away or slip off during the time of supper. Supper is at Bassanio's house, but we will quietly leave the gathering of friends, and all of you will come with me. We will go to my house. my lodging. So from Bassanio's house, Lorenzo is saying to Graciano and Salarino and Salanio, that is 3 friends are with Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is the mastermind because he has to elope with Jessica. He says that while having supper, when it is supper time and we are in Bassanio's house, from there we will quietly slip off and all of you will come with me. I'll take you all to my house. And within an hour, we will dress up in our costumes so that people won't be able to recognize who we are. And then we will come back and have supper. So within an hour, we will be back and then we'll have supper and then we will go for the masquerade. So this is the plan. Graciano says, we have not made good preparation. You are saying, but then we have not made good preparation. And suddenly, if you say that we are going to have a masquerade, we cannot have, because costumes are required, makeup is required, and for that time is required, proper planning is required. We haven't done anything. Salarino says, we have not spoke as yet of torchbearers, and we have not even spoken to our servants, and we have not fixed our torchbearers. So each gentleman participating in the procession, meaning is explained alongside. Once again I am reading, I have already told you. Each gentleman participating in the procession would be preceded, would be led by, or will be in front of him would be a torchbearer who will hold up a burning flame, an attendant who carried a lighted torch. So attendant or servant is required. So we have to fix those things also. Otherwise, in the darkness, who will be able to see us? So then Salanio adds, "'Tis vile unless it may be quaintly ordered." It is going to be a bad show unless we organize everything in a proper way, by proper planning, and better in my mind not undertook. So it is better that we don't undertake this procession at all. It's better to avoid this celebration, because I don't think we are going to be successful in it, because we have not planned properly and now we don't have much time. But Lorenzo is desperate. He has to somehow get Jessica and run away. So Lorenzo says, "'Tis now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us." It's 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and supper is around 6 p.m. So we have 2 hours in hand. So we can easily make preparations. 2 hours is a lot of time. And at that very moment, enter Lancelot with a letter. Which letter? The same letter which Jessica had given to Lancelot to give to Lorenzo. So when Lancelot enters, Lorenzo looks at Lancelot and says, "Friend Lancelot, what's the news?" "Hey, my friend Lancelot, what news have you brought?" And Lancelot says, "And it shall please you to break up this, it shall seem to signify. If you please break off the seal of this letter." The letter is inside an envelope. So if you please break off the seal of this envelope, take out the letter, then the letter will signify or inform you what the news is. So you will get to know. So we'll come to page 60 now. Lorenzo says, "I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand. I know this hand. Truthfully speaking, I know who has written this letter, and indeed it is a fair hand." Now, fair hand in the sense, it's a beautiful hand with which someone has written this letter. Now, hand means 2 things. One is the part of the body. So that is the hand. Another is the handwriting. Handwriting is also sometimes referred to as hand. So this letter has beautiful handwriting. The envelope has beautiful handwriting and the letter inside has beautiful handwriting. And I know this letter, who has written this letter. And whiter than the paper it writ on is the fair hand that writ. So this paper on which this letter has been written is not as white as the hand with which this letter was written. That means Jessica's complexion, she has a very fair complexion. That is what he is trying to imply, that her complexion or her hand is fairer than the color of the paper on which this letter has been written. So you see, love is blind. So Lorenzo thinks that way. I don't think anybody would agree or approve. I mean, how can a human being's hands be so white as white paper? So anyway, love is blind. Now Graciano says, "Love news in faith." Graciano is an outspoken person, we know very well. And the moment he sees Lorenzo saying or praising so much, he can understand that this is a letter from the girl he loves. So he says, oh, so you have got a love letter, I see. And Lancelot says, but by your leave, sir. Now Lancelot knows that he's a servant and he should not be there when people of his master's category are discussing and joking among themselves. He, being a servant, should be going. So he says, by your leave, sir. Please, sir, may I leave? May I go? So by your leave, with your permission, sir, he may go or not. He's asking for that permission. And saying this, he is about to leave when Lorenzo says, whither goest thou? Where are you going? Wait, wait, wait. Don't go. And Lancelot says, marry, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my new master the Christian. In the name of Virgin Mary. Marry means, here it means, in the name of Virgin Mary. He swears in the name of Virgin Mary. He says, I am going to invite my old master, the Jew, meaning Shylock, to have supper tonight, to give him the invitation for supper tonight with my new master, the Christian, meaning Bassanio. So Lancelot has been given the task to invite Shylock by Bassanio. So he says that I am going for that. Lorenzo says, hold here, take this, gives money. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her. So Lorenzo has already read the letter. So he says, hold it, wait. He gives him some money also, and he says, so you see, Lancelot gets money both from Jessica and from Lorenzo, because he is the go-between, as I told you. So in the previous scene, we have seen Jessica giving money, and now we can see Lorenzo giving money. He says, go and tell Jessica, gentle Jessica, that I will not fail her, meaning to say, I will keep my promise, the promise that I have made. Jessica must have written in that letter. So he says that I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Tell her all this very secretly, not in front of anyone. So go, gentlemen. He tells them, go. He tells him to go. And then he says, gentlemen, he is addressing his friends once again. In the meantime, exit Lancelot. Lancelot leaves the scene. And he speaks, will you prepare you for this mass tonight? Will you prepare yourselves for this procession or the masquerade which we are supposed to have tonight? I am provided of a torch bearer. I have already got my torch bearer. What is he planning? He is planning to appoint Jessica in the disguise of a servant boy as his torch bearer. Salarino says, hey, Mary, I'll be gone about it straight. So the friends are actually very helpful, and he says, yes, in the name of Virgin Mary, I will straight away go and make preparations for the masquerade. And Salanio says, and so will I. Okay, fine, I will also do it. So earlier we have seen they were not willing to do this masquerade, but now after they see their friend Lorenzo receiving the love letter from his beloved, and that he must keep his promise, she has written in that letter that he must keep his promise, the friends swing into action. They decide to help Lorenzo, and therefore they say, yes, we are going to get ready for the mask because this is important. And Lorenzo says, meet me and Gratiano at Gratiano's lodging some hour hence. So meet me and Gratiano at Gratiano's house after a few hours. Salarino says, it is good we do so. Yes, it is good that we should meet, because once we get ready with all the things that are required for this masquerade, we have to meet. So exeunt Salarino and Salanio. Salarino and Salanio go out. They are not so close friends as Gratiano is to Lorenzo. Now Lorenzo and Gratiano will talk, and Lorenzo will talk about, or rather show, the love letter to Gratiano. Let's see what happens. We move to page 61. This is the last page of the scene. Gratiano says, was not that letter from fair Jessica? Wasn't that letter which you got just now from beautiful Jessica? Lorenzo says, I must needs tell thee all. Yes, I think I need to tell you everything. She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house. She has given me in this letter all the instructions, detailed directions or instructions as to how I should take her away from her father's house. What gold and jewels she is furnished with. She has also mentioned that in this letter that she is going to take certain amounts of gold and jewelry with her. What page's suit she hath in readiness. She has also written that she has managed from somewhere the dress of a servant boy. Page means young servant boy. In those days, uniform of a boy in service to a person of high rank, that is the page's suit, and page is also the meaning of a young servant boy. So what page's dress or uniform she has already got managed and has kept ready. If ever the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for his gentle daughter's sake. If ever her father gets the chance to come to heaven after his death, if her father's soul ever gets the scope to reach heaven, then it will be only because of her good deeds, not because of his. And then he says, and never dare misfortune cross her foot unless she do it under this excuse that she is issue to a faithless Jew. And I wish that misfortune never dares to come to her. Misfortune has been personified here. You can see it is explained. Unless misfortune does it with the excuse that she is the child of a Jew who does not believe in the Christian faith. So misfortune, I wish that misfortune never comes to Jessica unless misfortune decides to come to her because she is not a Christian, because she is a Jew. Come, go with me, peruse this as thou goest. So come along with me, let's go together. And you can go through this. Peruse means go through this letter. You may go through this letter as you go with me. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer. So I have already decided. In fact, I have not decided. Jessica has already told me that she is going to be my torchbearer. So I already have my torchbearer. Saying this, two friends, Graciano and Lorenzo, leave the scene. And also with that, we come to the end of this scene of The Merchant of Venice. So we have now finished two scenes, Act 2 Scene 3 and Act 2 Scene 4. If anywhere you have found anything difficult or have not understood, you may ask me in the Google Meet live session. Plus, you can go through those lines once again in this video and you can clarify your own doubts yourself. So that's it. Thank you very much.